this is what we use to remove the spring off the strut so it doesn't explode and kill us all. All right, now over here, if you follow me, here are tools that we use for a lovely removal of the strut. Here's the impact gun that we use to take the tires off. Really important thing. Take the tires off so you can reach that part. What other tools do we use? We use some
wrenches, yeah.
Right? Yeah, we use some wrenches. Here's some of the wrenches that you might possibly be using. We used
Just a couple different sizes.
yeah, mostly stick to the big ones.
Yeah, some of the big ones, yeah.
Mostly.
Then we use some hammers.
We use some hammers. This is a good hammer to use. I'd recommend getting it a little bit bigger though, like a bigger end, so it's like boom, boom, boom. You get it out better. As you will see in the footage. As well, we had what other? Fuck.
We had some plastic clip tools that we used, and some pliers. Some plastic clip tools and some pliers that we used.
Yeah, absolutely. We used this. We used some of these big johns and then some of these little johns to remove certain screws and areas that were hard to reach.
Used a couple of these bad boys.
We used one of these. We used these on this side. No, they're not. We also used this one so we could reach into hard to reach areas as well.
Yeah. That's about it.
Yeah, that's about it right there. That's all the tools that we used. So here we have our good old friend Isaiah setting up the jack stand, well, setting up the machine so we could lift up the car. Here you see him doing it very safe and properly. Currently with this, it appears to be, he has his safety glasses on. Big requirement, safety glasses are you needed all the time in class.
He's also making sure to put those jack stands up on the arrows. And then we're gonna lift it up here a little bit to make sure that we got it on the correct jacking point. He's gonna lift the car up a little bit just so the jacks just touch it. On this side it's looking
and
good.
Now
so
he's gonna go over and inspect it and make sure that it looks correct. And here you have the whole crew.
yeah, on this side we're inspecting this side, making sure they're all on the arrows, all looking good, and that it's not gonna break any trim pieces or break anything on the car.
Or cause damage, absolutely. Yeah. That is one thing you guys want to avoid. Do not damage your own car.
Or a customer's car, it depends on what you're doing.
Yeah, that too. I mean, honestly, I don't care about the customer that much. So, as you see here now, he is going to proceed to lift up the car all the way up that we need.
And then once it's up a little bit higher, we're going to go over here, we're going to shake the car, make sure that it's not going to fall off.
By our good friend, look at him go. Boing, 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 boing.
That car looks pretty solid. So now we're going to lower it down onto its locks and we're going to start removing those wheels.
Now here at the wheels, we have Isaiah going at it with...
It's an impact.
Impact. And now you see he's doing it very slowly and carefully and being incredibly safe with this.
Removing all of those bolts. Now once we get those bolts off, we're going to pull that wheel off and start looking underneath.
And here comes our good old friend to help out with that. Oh, and then just don't mind me. And put it down right there. Yep, there we go.
Alright, so now we're going to inspect it. We're going to take a peek. Looks like all the rubber inside of there is looking good. Spring doesn't look like it has any cracks. All the rubber's looking good. There's no leaking fluids, which is awesome. However, if you do inspect it, you see leaking fluids, see cracked rubber, see cracked bushings, see your spring kind
We'd
of
recommend that you change out those parts, ladies and gentlemen. That is very
I'll show you
important.
how to do that. First step to do that, you gotta get your wrench. We're using a 7/8 here on this Acadia. And then we're gonna also grab our impact. Looks like on the impact, I don't know what size that is.
I think it was a 20, maybe?
Looks like a 15 16ths, I think. I don't know. Something close to that. And we're just gonna buzz that bolt right off of there. See, look, grab it right off.
Came up smooth as butter.
Came up smooth, yeah. We're gonna do that to the bottom one now. Gonna grab that impact and buzz it right off. In order to fully take off the hub, we're going to need to remove our wheel speed sensor here.
Very important, guys. We do not want to forget this part, because without that, we are unable to get our strut out, and it's really embarrassing.
Yeah, because it'll get stuck on this sensor here and this sensor's cable, and you might rip it out, and that's not good. So just pop that right out.
Look at that.
Then we're going to use a little plastic clip here so that we can remove the clips that are holding it to the strut.
And for just a little heads up, on our model GMC car, we had to remove this connector rod, as you can see here, since it got in the way of work. We don't honestly want to damage other parts, so let's get those things out of the way.
In order to fully remove the strut, we have to smash out these bolts here. They have splines in them that keep them aligned, so we gotta take our mallet and smack them out. In order to fully remove them after we smack them out, we have to hit them with the wrench to fully remove them. And then once those are out, we can move up top and start working up there.
So now, as you can see in the footage, we have completely removed it. And now we're able to move up and work on the struts, which we're about to show you in the next clip, on how to remove them.
In order to remove the top of the strut, we have to take the wiper blade off. So as you see here, we pop off this little plastic cover and use our wrench, and we will unscrew this bolt and then pry the wiper arm off. Make sure to do this to both wipers. Now we are removing our plastic cowl cover here so that we can have access to the bolts that hold the top of the struts in. Here you can see those bolts that I was talking about. On this model of GMC, there are 3 that you need to remove. Make sure that when you're removing the final bolt that you have somebody underneath holding your strut so that it does not fall out.
And here is one of our proud assistants after the removal of the strut. Look at how happy he is. You're about to see his face filled with joy after he took it out. Wow, how excited. Now we'll bring it over to the strut machine. As here you can see, everybody is trying to tag along and help us out. But currently now we are putting those big old metal parts that you see right there, I say his hands on top of the strut. We're going to later on push it down so we can undo all the pressure of that is a coil, right? Holding up all that pressure, the coil spring, which could possibly injure you. So you be very careful in this step, guys. Trust me.
Here you can see that it is seated on the top of the strut very securely. And then now we are going to start compressing the spring. This is so that we can remove all of the tension, as you'll see here in a moment, so that we can remove that top bolt. Now we're going to grab our impact and we're going to undo that top bolt so that we can take the inner core of the strut out and replace it. Now that you have that inner core, make sure that you align it correctly with that spring that is currently compressed. And then once you get it aligned, you can go ahead and hit it with the impact and screw it back in.
Now, repeat the process in reverse.
Here you can see that we have the strut kind of floating in there. Make sure you have somebody help you with this step, as it's kind of hard to put these top bolts in and hold the strut up on your own. Now safely lower your car on the lift, and once it's touching the ground, make sure you torque those wheel bolts up.
Right here's a great example of what to avoid when trying to remove those big bolts. Be careful, guys. Please like and subscribe.